You know, I had a wake-up call last month when I visited my neighbor, Helen. At 78, she's always been fiercely independent. The kind of woman who'd instead move her furniture than ask for help. But when I stopped by, I noticed something troubling. Her once tidy home had become cluttered. Her grocery bags sat unpacked on the counter. She confessed she hadn't been to her weekly bridge game in months. "I'm just slowing down," she told me. But here's the truth. Helen wasn't just slowing down. She was making 5 common mistakes that quietly stole independence after 70. The scary part? Most people don't realize they're making these mistakes until it's too late. That's why today, we're going to shine a light on these independence thieves, and more importantly, how to outsmart them. Because whether you're 70, 80, or beyond, your independence is worth protecting. Let's start with a mistake that creeps up on nearly everyone. Mistake number 1, the "I'll do it tomorrow" trap. We've all said it. I'll start exercising tomorrow. I'll organize those medications next week. But here's what doctors don't tell you. After 70, tomorrow is a luxury you can't afford. Every day you postpone small acts of independence makes it harder to maintain them. Take my friend Carl, who put off replacing his worn-out sneakers. One rainy day, those slick soles caused a fall that landed him in rehab for 6 weeks. Solution? Create a now, not later list. Replace shoes when treads were thin. Install safety rails before you need them. Try new technologies while you're still comfortable learning. Mistake number 2, the shrinking world syndrome. This one breaks my heart because it happens so gradually. First, you stop driving at night. Then you skip the book club when it rains. Before you know it, your entire world fits within 4 walls. Research shows seniors who limit their territory actually accelerate physical and mental decline. But here's the good news. Expanding your world is easier than you think. Try the +1 method. If you usually walk to the mailbox, go 1 house further. If you visit the grocery store weekly, add a stop at the library. If you eat lunch at home, try a senior cafe once a month. Remember Mrs. Thompson from my church? At 82, she started taking the bus to a new neighborhood every Tuesday just to explore. 2 years later, she's got more energy than people a decade younger. Mistake number 3, the "I don't want to be a burden" fallacy. Here's the painful truth. Refusing reasonable help today often leads to needing drastic help tomorrow. I'll never forget proud Mr. Peterson, who refused a cleaning service until his neglected home became a safety hazard, forcing his kids to move him to assisted living. The smarter approach? Think of help as independence insurance. Hire a teen to do yard work so you can keep gardening. Use grocery delivery to save energy for cooking. Let your granddaughter teach you video calls to stay connected. As nurse practitioner Linda tells her patients, asking for the right kind of help is how you stay in charge longer. You know, there's something about turning 70 that changes how we see ourselves, and not always for the better. My friend Evelyn put it perfectly last week. I don't feel 72 in my head, but my body keeps sending me these little notices. We laughed about it, but then she said something that really stuck with me. The mistake isn't getting older, it's forgetting we can still outsmart aging. That brings us to the next independence thief, who's sneakier than a pickpocket in a crowded market. Mistake number 4, ignoring the canary in the coal mine signals. Our bodies have this incredible way of sending us early warning signs, what I call independence alerts. Maybe it's that extra second you need to recover your balance when standing up, or how you've started avoiding your favorite coffee mug because the lid's gotten hard to twist. Here's what most people get wrong. They dismiss these as just part of aging. Big mistake. Occupational therapist Sarah taught me a brilliant trick called the 3 strikes rule. If you struggle with a task once, notice it. If it happens twice, strategize. Maybe use both hands for that lid. If it happens 3 times, adapt, switch to an easier open mug. Take stairs, for example. If you find yourself gripping the railing tighter these days, that's your canary singing. The solution isn't avoiding stairs. It's doing seated leg presses to maintain strength. Mistake number 5, the confidence erosion. This one's insidious because it happens so gradually. You don't wake up one day suddenly afraid. It's more like your confidence slowly leaks away. like air from a tiny puncture. Before you know it, you're turning down outings because what if I can't keep up? But here's what the research shows. Confidence isn't about ability. It's about familiarity. The less we do something, the scarier it seems. That's why I love the small wins. Approach my neighbor Ray uses. Every morning, he does one slightly challenging thing, walking to the farther trash bin. Every week, one stretch activity, attending a new senior center event. Every month, I used to do this activity, his monthly bowling league. The result? At 79, Ray still drives to visit his grandkids 2 states away. His secret? I practice being brave in small doses every day. Mistake number 6, the medication mismanagement trap. Here's a startling fact. According to the CDC, nearly 40% of seniors take 5 or more medications daily. But here's what's worse. Most aren't set up for success with this complex regimen. I'll never forget my Aunt Martha's system. The white ones I take with breakfast, the blue ones when I remember, and the big ones. Well, those hurt to swallow, so sometimes I skip them. Pharmacist Dr. Chin shared 3 life-saving tips. Use a 7-day pill box with AM/PM compartments. Not fancy, but foolproof. Schedule a yearly medication checkup with your doctor. Keep a current medication list in your wallet and on your fridge. But the real game changer? Setting up your pills near something you already do daily. My friend Louise puts hers by the coffee maker. I haven't missed a dose since I started calling them my coffee companions, she jokes. You know, there's a powerful truth I learned from my 84-year-old yoga instructor, Gloria. Independence isn't something you lose. It's something you can reclaim one smart choice at a time. And that's exactly what we're going to focus on now. Not just avoiding pitfalls, but actively rebuilding the strength, confidence, and freedom that make life worth living at any age. The comeback habits. How to regain what you've lost. 1. The 2-minute rule for mobility. Here's something fascinating. Researchers at the University of Florida found that seniors who added just 2 minutes of movement every hour significantly maintained better mobility over time. Not 2 hours, 2 minutes. Try this. Set a gentle alarm every hour. When it goes off, do one of these. March in place, holding a chair if needed. Stand up and sit down twice, slowly with control. Stretch your arms overhead like you're reaching for something just out of grasp. My student Frank, 78, combined this with his TV time, doing many movements during commercials. Within 3 months, he went from needing help getting out of his recliner to easily rising on his own. 2. The skill swap strategy. Here's a liberating idea. When one ability fades, you can often replace it with another. Take driving, for example. Many seniors fear losing their licenses will mean losing freedom. But the savviest ones I know practice what I call transportation layering. Primary, keep driving where / when you're comfortable. Secondary, master ride-sharing apps before you need them. Tertiary, know your public transit options. Bonus, arrange a weekly outing buddy system with friends. Margaret, 81, told me proudly, I haven't driven at night in years, but I still get to my bridge club. Just now my Uber driver knows me by name. 3. The Independence Journal. This simple tool works wonders. Once a week, write down one thing you did independently that made you proud. One new solution you discovered, like using a jar opener. One independence when you witnessed from someone else. Over time, this becomes a playbook of proven strategies tailored specifically to your life. Retired teacher Ed credits his journal with helping him spot patterns. I realize most of my falls happen when I rush. Now I build in extra time and haven't taken a spill in 18 months. Putting it all together, let's revisit our 6 mistakes and their antidotes. 1. Procrastination, the now not later list. 2. Shrinking world, the +1 method. 3. Avoiding helps strategic independence insurance. 4. Ignoring signals, the 3 strikes rule. 5. Lost confidence, small daily wins. 6. Medication chaos, the coffee companion system. But remember, this isn't about perfection. As Gloria says, progress beats pride every time. Your invitation. This week, I challenge you to 1. Pick one mistake to outsmart. 2. Try one comeback habit. 3. Share your experience in the comments. Because here's the beautiful truth. Every senior who maintains their independence makes the path clearer for those coming behind. Your story could be the encouragement someone else desperately needs today. If this resonates with you, pay it forward. Hit like, share with a friend, and subscribe for more real-world wisdom. As we say in my yoga class, you're never too old to become your own hero. Here's to writing your next chapter on your own terms.